Okay, I'm not sure if the camera is at a good angle right now. This is the first time I'm doing a sort of horizontal video from my phone, but I wanted to walk through my apartment and just show you guys what it's about. I do live in a studio. You might be able to see from here. This is a studio apartment in West Village, New York City. I'm very lucky to be living in this sort of environment. It's a great space. I have a great deal on this apartment for various reasons. And yeah, I've been living here since June, I guess, of last year of 2025. So it's coming up to a year now, and there's quite a lot that I've done, but also a lot that I want to do. So while I'm gonna be going through my apartment and just showing around, I also want to talk about all the things I kind of want to improve on and sort of their like mini projects, if you want to look at it that way. I haven't cleaned or organized this space at all. You can see probably messes in varying areas in the kitchen as well. So don't expect this to be a completely aesthetic YouTube apartment tour, but it's just me documenting my life and where I'm living at this stage of it. So yeah, I'm just gonna switch to the front camera now. Hopefully that captured me at least a little bit. So here is the kitchen, or rather the kitchenette. It's very tight. It works. I might go into straight up what I don't like mode, which is fine, I guess. I also haven't cleaned up anything here. Like I mentioned, the sink itself is quite small, and I don't have a dishwasher, which is a con for sure. That's not something I can see myself adding here because I do live in a studio. I'm not even sure where I would put it and how to connect that all up. Anyways, that's kind of not a huge deal. The stove pot here is a little small and also tucked in the corner between my sort of coffee cabinet setup right here. Yeah, so just here, it's a little bit tight. I don't have much room to put so many pots and pans here. It's a little bit difficult to cook, but it does the job well for now. I also have this oven underneath, which has a bit more space. I might be able to make better use of it by getting bigger trays. These two are small compared to the space that I have available here. I can probably just get larger ones and cook more food that way, which would be quite nice, I think. My sink space here, it's doing okay. I got this sometime last year to organize the soap and the sponge and all that kind of stuff. It's just, I get a little bit, I don't know what the word is. I have a perfectionism here. As you can see, it's a nice little thing, but it doesn't fit properly on the metalware. I don't know what you'd call this part of the sink, but it doesn't fit aesthetically on there. So ideally I'd have some sort of solution, maybe that I can attach to the wall here, or maybe inside the sink. Probably not inside the sink because there's not much room. So maybe like a thing that I can attach to the wall there that can hold these things, just make it look a little cleaner. Also back here, you might notice I don't have blinds. That's a thing for this window as well in the kitchen. And I'll touch on the blind situation later because I have thoughts I want to change. I do have some blinds on other windows that I want to change. So once I figure that out, I'll probably get those blinds for here and put them like that. I also have a bunch of other kitchen items here as well, where they don't otherwise have much space due to my situation with the apartment being a studio. I think this is okay for now. I got this sort of paper towel stand, which is nice. This holder here has all these holes. It looks nice, but it's just, you can see how items kind of jut out when there's holes. I need to get a different sort of, I don't know what you even call these, kitchen utensil holder. Then I have olive oil and salt over there. They're just a bit too large to put in the cabinet, which I put all or most of my other dry foods, excuse me. And yeah, I have a paper towel underneath there. Just a hack when you have olive oil. If you don't do that, then the runoff of the olive oil can spill. So it's good to have paper towel there. Next up would indeed be my little cabinet here, and it is absolutely packed. Right now I'm on a retreat with limited diet availability, so I stock up a lot on rice and lentils. Typically it's not this packed here, but for now that's just how it is. I also have my coffee up there. I would like to get a dedicated sort of vacuum coffee sealer. I've seen those before. Up here is more my tea and other, I don't know how I would describe it. There's some supplements, greens powder, there's chia seeds, and then just coffee, some powdered items there, sugar, rose tea, teas. It's not the most organized, but again, I just don't have that much room. I think I'm doing decent here. It's not really in my thoughts or in my mind as a project I want to work on right now. On the bottom floor here, I did also add mugs and cups. Now, I think ideally I would make some sort of official coffee stand here, and on the wall here put some sort of shelving where I can put cups and mugs, just so that we're not mixing up the food and the mugs here. As for the mugs themselves, they're okay. They're quite large actually. A big problem is that they don't fit cleanly. I mean, it fits cleanly now, but the problem is when you put in the portafilter, I have to put it in a tilted way. So it's not actually an ideal fit. These need to be shorter. And I want to get some cool coffee mug that you could see at a coffee shop. These cups, I actually really, really like the design of these. The brand apparently is Ecolo, which I looked up online, but I just couldn't find anything. I also want a set of tall cups. These are quite small and I drink all the water in there in a gulp. Besides for some other basic organization, I think this is pretty decent and not really my priority to fix right now. So the other thing here is just my whole dish drying setup. This is another trouble for me just because I don't have that much room. I have this one drying rack here, and obviously you can see all of this doesn't really fit all on there. So what I typically do is I put the rest over here. It gets really messy and it's just a bit annoying, so I'm not sure the best way to mitigate that. I was thinking in my mind a sort of standing, back to me, a sort of standing like on the ground rack where there's multiple layers. I can put it there. It's a bit tight, but again, just trying to make use of the space that I have here. Yeah, I put my cutting boards back there. That works fine. Now, I have some wires here. I don't love this setup. Ideally, I'd maybe have a blender here or something. I just would need to get more table space. Maybe I can somehow move that cabinet, add another kitchen sort of cooking table where I can put things on so I can move things around. That being said, I have this really old toaster, which of course the toaster is very useful. This one's just so dirty, and I think my mom tried washing this with, I think it was baking powder, and you can just see there's like all this stuff coming out of it it's just, yeah, it's just gross and dirty and old and doesn't really fit the aesthetic of the apartment. I also have this camera just watching the door. Apparently there's been incidents of workers coming into doors without really saying much, so I haven't had that, but this camera is just there for security purposes. I don't love the positioning of that. I might want to mount it up there in the future, but again, it's just not a big priority right now. This fridge, I really like the design of this fridge. It's really cute. It's sort of retro, like a Frigidaire red. Really like it. It's just very small. I don't have much room. You can see all the chicken I've stocked up on. Yeah, I don't have much room, so it kind of makes sense, and it's not something I'm really working too hard on. I almost never fill the fridge. The freezer is full right now, though typically I don't have that much food. Yeah, you can see it's quite empty. I'm on retreat right now, so most of my stuff is either the rice and the lentils or just frozen chicken. Otherwise, pretty empty, though it can get pretty tight at times. If I have two big pots, for example, they won't fit on the same ledge together, which is a bit of a pain. Yeah. We're getting through now. This is the coffee section. This is my favorite section. I haven't been able to make coffee while I've been on the retreat, but I've really enjoyed the process of it, and there's a lot of optimizations that I want to do here. First, we have the kettle, which is a nice kettle. It works, it's good, but I'd rather get one of those kettles where you can adjust the temperature for different kinds of teas, and that it has like a sort of spout where you can more directly angle it. A more modern kettle, I would say, with more features. This is a very basic one. It looks nice, and I keep this open so that the water evaporates. Otherwise, what happens is you get a bunch of water buildup here and inside the kettle itself. So just some thoughts for the kettle. This is a coffee grinder. It's not ideal. When I grind coffee in there, there's a lot of remnants and I have to sort of scoop it out with a spoon. It's a very basic grinder that I got on Amazon that can be upgraded. I also didn't show, just, I keep a towel here and some gloves there. That works totally fine. This is a very basic espresso machine. Again, I got it on Amazon. It works great, honestly. I have no real issues with it. Yeah, I don't really have any issues with it. I can't complain. This works good, and for my setup right now, it's exactly what I need. This, again, very basic sort of milk frother. It's quite large. I had one that was smaller before, but it was too small. This one, yeah, I mean, it's larger than I need, but it works, and it seems high quality, so I have no complaints about that. I have this set up with another sort of handheld paper towel here, which I switch out at times when it gets dirty. It is a little bit annoying to pick everything up to get to it, but for now this works fine. I don't want any stains, any liquid getting on this wood, which it has, of course, in the past. You might be able to see bits and pieces of stain there. Yeah, so we have this French press, which I sometimes use to make tea. It's not really the ideal method to make tea, but it's an option. And also it's an option for French press coffee, if I ever want to do that, though recently I've just really been loving the espressos. So French press is just there typically when I make rose tea. That can be replaced with a more dedicated tea mechanism, but not needed right now. Okay. This is the coffee accessory setup. There's some parts I really like and some that I don't. So I'm not really sure the names of some of these tools. This is that thing you spin on the coffee. The problem is with my portafilter here, what happens is it often gets stuck. So I'll put it in here, it doesn't twist, it just kind of spins with this rim. I can't really demonstrate because there's no coffee in here, but that's what happens. It spins with the rim and nothing actually happens. Speaking of this portafilter, this rim, yeah, it just spins. It's I don't know if that's normal for portafilters, but it's quite annoying for many reasons. I have to do some research into better coffee accessories because a lot of them I just don't like. This sort of, I don't know what you'd call it, but it's when I pour the coffee into the portafilter, it makes it neat and organized and prevents excess mess. So the problem with this is it's a bit too small. I would like one with a bigger opening here. And then this is a smaller, they call it, I think, a single cup espresso. I always do double shot. Single shot espresso is what it's called. This is I think it's called a tamper. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not really that great at the whole coffee making experience. It comes out fine, but yeah, eventually I'd want to get more into coffee. It's one other project that I want to get into. And this is a filter, which is perfect. It works fine. Excuse me. There's this, which brushes off the coffee from the filter before I put it on, and it works great. There's a firmer brush side and a softer one there. And this whole platelet on the bottom, which keeps everything in place, is good enough for now. I have to stack some things because there's not enough room, so maybe a bigger one in the future. But for now, it's fine. And then we have this, I don't know what you call these, but when you put the coffee in, the grinds, you sort of whisk them up, break up some clumps. This whisker is what I'll call it, is pretty cheap, pretty plasticky. I'd prefer a nicer one. And this holder for it has a hole on the bottom, which is just, maybe there's some function to that, but I just don't like that look. Man, that was quite a lot. There's still some more for the coffee section. First of all, I keep kitchen knives here. I think that's fine. I don't really have much other space for it, and it feels all right. I put receipts from the previous week's groceries there. And yeah, this is my coffee, what would you call this? My weight, my scale. I don't love it. I've seen some cooler ones on YouTube. And this one is, well, it's quite large. As you can see, it's about the size of my hand, and I have a pretty big hand. I'm 6'2", so you can imagine my hands are larger than the average person. Oh, a little bit of a feet showing right there. Yeah, not sure why I mentioned that. Not like it's a big deal or anything, but anyway, yeah, this is where I put the beans in before I grind them. I love this. I got this in Portugal. More ceramics, I think. Handmade ceramics would be amazing for the apartment. And then this is just a coffee scooper that came with my coffee machine. It's plastic. I'd prefer to upgrade this eventually. Man, okay, that's the whole coffee station. I wonder how long this video is going to be. Maybe 45 minutes and an hour. Here is sort of a kitchen island, which has some stuff in it. Here, there's just kitchen utensils. I also keep saran wrap and aluminum foil there. For now, this works fine. I don't have anything to change here. The utensils themselves are all right. They work. Not much more to say. I guess I would consider, sorry, there's a bunch of rice I'm picking up. There's just rice everywhere, dude. That's all I'm eating the past almost 7 weeks now. Yeah, these, I guess they work. I would like to upgrade them though. I think it'd be cool. Again, just little projects that I'm naming. I might never get to all of these. And then this one is a real project that I do want to get to. Just messy, random stuff in here. I'm not sure how I can work with this, but a way to, I guess, organize it or maybe move these things somewhere else. Ziplocs and pizza cutter and measuring cups, stuff like that. And of course, when I close the drawer, this kind of lips in. That's a bit annoying. And I guess that's just a matter of positioning it further back. Not really a project, just don't be lazy. Open this up and just assorted, you can say Pyrex glasses. It's kind of hard to, with the spacing, to get it neat and organized every time, so I kind of just throw them in there. Not ideal. Again, I would like a better setup, but for now it works fine. I have this sort of pitcher, which I don't need, and that is a pasta strainer. More stuff down there. It's pretty clean, pretty organized. Yeah, it's not the most organized. This section's a bit better with the plates and stuff. These plates, the lip is too shallow. Ideally, I'd get more of a lip. I've noticed food often when I'm serving it up will fall because there's no, like, it's just a flat plate, which originally I thought looked really cool when I got them about 5 years ago, but now it's just a bit annoying. Everything else is pretty decent. These pots and pans, they're just all assorted. I want to get more pots and pans that don't have these handles because they take up so much space, and ideally a better setup here. It's just a mess, which I'm a guy who likes to organize things. So for me, that's no fun, you could say. Man, I'm getting really thirsty. One other thing I didn't mention was this water pitcher. It's quite small. A bigger one would be good, and I keep it outside because I prefer my water room temp. Okay, we're moving on a bit here. Trash, good trash bin, 2 recycling bins because there's 2 different kinds of recycling. Yeah, maybe a quick bathroom tour. So the one thing I'd like to do here, well, there's probably quite a few actually, but first of all, some sort of toilet paper holder, maybe like on the wall here. I prefer not to get a stand-up one, but one for the wall where I can put toilet paper instead of just having it there. Let's see what else. Yo, how's it going? You're in my bathroom with me. These lights I almost never use. It's that button there, but they're nice and bright. Honestly, the bathroom is pretty good. I don't have many grievances about the bathroom setup. This area back here, it's okay. There's just some basic organization that I can do. And yeah, under there, definitely can organize better. It's organized, it's kind of cramped, I would say. There's maybe a better way to do all of that. Floor towel up there, my other towels along there. You can see that it's grinded. When I close the door, you may have heard me just fart. That's embarrassing, but you know, 20 minutes in, it's gonna happen eventually. Just months of grinding this thing. I think initially, well, I don't really know, but it works fine now. There's no more grinding, so maybe just paint those up, fix them up. And yeah, I have this sort of shower curtain's a bit long. This is a very short shower. This curtain's for a longer shower, so it crumples up at the end, and over time, there's a mold buildup inside the curtain and the plastic one, which is also too long. I have this set up there for all my shower stuff, which works fine. For now, I have a hair strainer down there. Bathroom's pretty optimized, so I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good. Okay. Also, somebody came in here many months ago and mentioned this blue kind of pops a lot. I didn't mind that personally. I actually quite like the blue popping out for the recycling bins, but I could definitely change those to black, but I don't think so. I like the blue. Okay, this is another part that I fixed up recently. It's still not perfect. This is just this random, I guess, shelving that I have in my kitchen area because there's not really anywhere else to put it. And there's a bunch of random items here that I'd prefer to sort somehow else. I just don't have much room or anything. It used to be filled to the brim, and I got another shelf that I put into my closet over there in the closet. But yeah, for now, this works fine. I put my shoes that I'm actively wearing underneath here, slippers, white shoes, and sports shoes. And yeah, I have some items here to give away. I have this lamp, which I don't really have room for. I replace it with that one over there. I'm not sure, it's not my favorite lamp anyway, so I'm not sure what I can do with it. I might actually be able to put it on my desk here, since I don't really have a lamp. I don't have much room right now either, so yeah, I'm not 100% sure that I'll give that away. Just some items here to give away, some mail that I have to unpack. The whole banana situation, that is not permanent. That's just, first of all, they're plantains, they're not even bananas. That's just while I'm on this retreat, I have probably one plantain per meal. So I stock up on quite a few so I can just have them. Man, I'm getting thirsty. Let me drink some water. Yeah, and I have this napkin holder here too, which I need to fill up. The banana plantains will be gone, and this will be a much more empty space. I also put, if it's cold, I leave my gloves here. It's kind of lazy. I prefer a different way to do that. One other thing is there's just not much space. Like that chair there is just not useful. There's no way to get in. There's the guitar in the way and that little cabinet. And yeah, the other side, ideally, I could have some sort of setup where there can be 4 usable chairs, even if I were to just drag the table over to the middle here for a dinner with some people who are over. Right now, it's just 2 usable chairs, essentially. As for the chairs themselves, I really like the chairs. However, just from continuous use, I don't know what you call them, but the bottom parts are starting to break. Some of them have broken, and now you can see this lopsidedness. I think pretty much every chair, except for the chair at my desk, has this issue right now. I've even scratched my floor, unfortunately, with that. I got little coaster bits for the chairs, but yeah, they're too big, they're too small one way or the other, so that's not really helping. I think that's it for this section. Let's go to my desk, which is a part that I've done pretty decent optimizing, and if anything, it's probably the part that I'm gonna wanna optimize the most first. It's just the part that I spend most of my time in. I do work from home quite a lot, and I spend a lot of time just doing other things on my desk. Sometimes playing games, sometimes working on my business on the side, so quite a few things to talk about here. Those 2 paintings are pretty much perfect, I wanna say. Just the positioning and everything and the way that I mounted them, it came out really perfect. I'm sure it's not 100% perfect, but it came out pretty good. Same with this painting. This was here before I came in from my brother's time in this apartment. The painting itself, again, even with those, I don't really care for them, but I love the black border and just the alignment it has on my space. I was thinking of maybe potentially getting a double monitor, which would cover this painting, in which case I'd just move it up, but I think I'll stick with these side-by-side monitors for now. Before I get to the monitors, there's this light here, which I've moved from place to place. It was on my table before, and it was above the couch for a couple days. I think this is the spot for it, but maybe just lower it a bit. I just don't love seeing that wire. What I have seen people do is cover the wire with a white wire cover. I'm not sure what that's called or if there's a name for that, but that might be a thing that I will do, or just lower it. I haven't really decided yet. So the monitors, I don't know much about monitors. I'm actually gonna sit down because I've been standing for 25 minutes explaining things. Yeah, one thing is this light that I have above there to illuminate things also makes all the dust really strongly visible, which is a bit annoying, but I don't know how to negate that beyond just wiping the dust off, which I do from time to time. It bothers me that these two aren't the same. I might get another one of this and put that one there, and then this one just sell it or something. That's a project that I want to do. These monitors aren't, I haven't delved into the whole monitor world, so that's another project, but I think to simplify it, just get another one of those and put it there. And then eventually get an actual camera to replace the webcam, because it's just a low quality webcam is not great. Same with this microphone setup. It's a decent microphone, not great. More importantly, it takes up a lot of desk space. I think ideally I would switch it to a sort of boom stand, which I've had before for streaming. I might try that instead, just better organizational space. I have this some files here which just kind of are hanging here. I'd prefer a different way to manage that. There's quite a bit, as you can see, that I want to organize here, even though it looks honestly relatively clean. This keyboard, it's nice, but it's too small. I want the full extension, and also I want a Thocky keyboard. I was considering upgrading this one, but I want to get a bigger one anyway, so I might as well get a Thocky larger keyboard with a better color scheme, or a color scheme that I prefer. Besides for that, this wrist rest is a bit old, but it's fine, honestly. I'd also like to get a mat of some kind. I've seen people put like table mats of different kinds here, and it just gives a nice look to the table. The wire situation would be improved once I change this up and do some other things, but it was way worse before, so it's okay for now. I could look into wire management as well. There's my laptop. It looks kind of out of place. Ideally a dock or something that I could put it there and maybe replace the laptop there with another monitor, but a vertical monitor. I've had this idea of monitor here, and then a vertical monitor there. So yeah, I also keep my water here typically, and I put it up. I need more coasters is another project, just coasters for the general space and whatnot. Yeah, this mouse it works fine. It's a bit small, but it works good. And otherwise, just in this space, a whole bunch of mess that I want to organize somehow. Maybe get some, I guess, desk drawer organizers. Same here. More projects upon projects upon projects. I have a file cabinets down there, which is good for now. Just basic file maintenance. Wires there. They're all full. I'm not sure if I'll need more. If I get another monitor, I will need more. So there could be a way to better organize this. Wire organization is a whole project as well. And because I'm already full on the desk, I put my tissues down there, which is just not ideal. I prefer a setup where I can have the tissues there and even more space for, again, maybe another lamp or something. Yeah, this is the area which I'm probably going to be optimizing first, especially with the keyboard and the monitor setup there. So the last thing in my desk setup, as far as I'm aware anyway, is this guitar, which is maybe, along with the pictures, the paintings, this is perfect. Just the setup with the guitar being on the wall, I just got it right. The guitar itself, it's a basic Ibanez, I forget the exact model, but I think Ibanez Geo, as it says there. Guitar itself is fine. I'm really in love with the angle. I can always upgrade a guitar in the future, and if I keep playing, it'll be something that I do. Now there's also these two trash bins. Yeah, that one's a recycling, which I don't even really need. It's redundant. This trash bin is a bit of a problem. The bags that I have don't work well and they kind of collapse inwards. So yeah, me just being picky. There's that nice little section here for a shredder, which I have done. I'm thinking what I could do is actually get a larger desk that extends to here and then extends outwards to here. Just gives me more desk space eventually, but that's not really a priority. This desk works great for now. All right, time for some more water. Yeah, so now going on to the sort of living room space, and then I guess we'll do closet last. Closet is kind of boring. Living room, I have guitar here. It's just kind of cramped in this area. It's a decent spot. There's not really anywhere else I can put it. I mean, back there, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think it works great there. I used to have a scooter there, so maybe I can consider putting it there now, but maybe another spot on the wall somewhere would be really cool. Though, as you can see, there isn't much space because I just have paintings there. Before I get to the paintings, there's this little cabinet here, which is okay. It kind of, oh, I thought it was shaking. No, it's fine. It's fine there. Something on top, maybe a lamp, one of those cool Japanese lamps that I've seen, paper lamps, could go really well over there. Now the paintings, this one was here before my time. It fits, I think. It looks nice. These three, I really messed up a lot here. These came from my grandparents who passed away the past couple of years, and I just received these paintings from their apartment, I think about a week ago. And I'm trying to have this idea in my mind of a sort of canvas setup where I have a bunch of different random pieces in random configurations, but in a way that looks nice. And well, I just messed up in a number of ways. First of all, I'm not sure this wall is meant to be drilled into because it was really hard to drill into, a huge pain. Also, I didn't really measure anything, so the dimensions are kind of off. I also ruined this beautiful painting because you can see there's a little bit of a gap here, and I figured I would just press into it to see what happens. But the paper behind pressed into the nails and ripped, which is not visible or ruins the function of it being held, but is just a whole bummer because it's such a beautiful painting. These two as well, just beautiful paintings. Yeah, the nails in there and in here, not ideal. I want to figure out a better way to hold these and then cover this space up. You can see there's a big gap in between these two and smaller ones there, which is kind of part of the whole canvas menagerie look I'm going for, but it needs to have some more asymmetry to fix the asymmetry that exists. I had at one point the donut lamp there, but that just when I'm making videos or on a video call, it really glares hard in the video. So I removed it, though I think that really helped at the time. So quite a lot to do here. Also, you can see the frames are just old people frames. These were my grandparents. So maybe in the future, I'll do a frame project, but frankly, I don't think it's needed. I think what's most important is just getting the whole menagerie set up, another thing there, some things there, and just make it look like a cool menagerie. I'm not even sure if that's the right word to be using, but it's the one that I'm using. Okay, so this is a couch. It's a pull-out. You can fold it down, and it makes a small little bed, which I nap on pretty much daily. Not ideal. It's pretty short. I'm taller than this setup, but yeah, the other thing that really bothers me is if I'm not gonna extend it out, it's just too thin. So I lie down here and foot time, it's just like I'm like squeezing myself. I'm like contained in a coffin or something. Yeah, it's tight. I wish I got a wider one, which is easier to sit on. I love this little rug that I put there. I just got it on a trip to Canada. This was from the Niagara Falls. Just gives some more appeal, I would say. But yeah, just a bigger couch. The couch itself is comfy enough. It's a little bit small. And annoyingly, this part broke when it was delivered. So this part's always hanging down, but that's kind of hard to see and not a huge deal. So we have this coffee table, which is decent, kind of lowish quality and shakes a little bit, but it works, it does its job. I have some random bits and pieces stored here, a yoga strap and some workout straps. I also by default leave my iPad and Kindle there because I like to watch videos and read on my couch here. Also, there's a pack of cards which I haven't opened or even used. Some guitar accessories here and smudge, which I'm not using while I'm on my retreat. Just various things there. Oh, that's a very strong smell, man. I opened that up and didn't realize how strong the smudge was. I keep a meditation stool and a stack of wood blocks to lift it up down here. I haven't been doing sitting meditation for many months now. I do standing meditation recently, but it's a nice little spot to keep it. You see, I'm just trying to optimize my space as much as I can and I play guitar on my couch, so I have the guitar picks there for now. These are the things that close the blinds. Just not ideal, but there's not really a better place for them, and eventually I'll just be replacing those blinds. The rug I actually like a lot. This rug is pretty much perfect for my needs and my wants, so no reason to change this rug at all. Over here to my bedside table. So the best place for the guitar amp for the electric guitar, unfortunately, is right here. There's just nowhere else to really put it. I can put it there and put the guitar here, but then it blocks that and it's just a mess, and I want to figure that out if I can. I have an IKEA mushroom lamp there. It's not as bright as it looks like in the video. Same with the donut lamp. For some reason in the video, they're way brighter than they actually are. I have supplement box back there, mints. It's not a perfect setup, but it's, decent. And then down here, extra supplements and stuff like that. And in here, I'm not going to open this, but just some private bedside goodies. Yeah, charger. Not much more to really talk about there. The outlet is connected to, the other one is connected to the amp, of which I have, I have these Apple headphones, which I usually listen to. I barely ever play the guitar without headphones on because I have neighbors. Maybe I can get some sort of sound padding because I would love to just play the guitar without having to worry about making a noise. I have a TV remote there, which connects to this TV. This TV, I used to have it in many different locations. My bed used to be here and the TV was there, but I don't like watching TV from my bed, so I set it up in a way which I can, it's not an ideal, straight line from the couch, but what I do is I'll pull it out when I want to watch and twist it towards the couch so it kind of works, even though the couch is a bit small. That's an issue that I'm realizing is a bigger issue than I want to admit. But yeah, I also have, just for space, my Apple Watch charger there, my iPad charger as well over there, printer, which I need to fix, and Nintendo Switch, which I don't use. The wire situation here is kind of ugly, can be cleaned up. Laundry here, whites and colors, decent. Yoga mat, I usually do my workouts and yoga over here. And I have this sort of vibrating machine, which I use for certain exercises. Yeah. I'm kind of going through this pretty fast now. It's almost 40 minutes. I definitely could have done better time management with this video. This is my bed. It works okay for now. I prefer a more aesthetic looking bed. The sheets themselves are fine. They're comfy. I have different kinds of blankets. I actually like the blankets that I have, and I have a sort of a pillow that I use if I want to read in bed. I just kind of lean my hands on it. Underneath, just extra storage for random stuff, more different blankets, some workout gear. I do a lot of my workouts in here. Yeah, honestly, not much more to it than that. Now, the blinds, the curtain situation, which I have 3 right now. I don't love how these work. They don't really fold in nicely, and they don't fold out nicely. You can see there's gaps on either side. Light gets through. So I'm thinking I've seen some solutions where people have like a top-down blackout, and then they have like a blind curtains in the middle. So blinds and then curtains. A combination of both would be ideal, but that's quite an expensive project. So for all 5 windows, it would be quite expensive. Also have this fan, which works great, but it gets really dusty and I don't know how to clean it. I've tried even with a wipe getting up there and trying to clean it, and it just has been a pain. So finally, the last section, I hope, because I don't want to do any more talking, frankly, of this apartment. There's the closet and the storage. So up there, I store a bunch of random stuff. Again, you know, storage is storage, and I can't complain too much, but ideally I would organize that somehow better. Just me being picky, but not a huge deal. Keep my backpacks here because I don't have much room anywhere else. Here is my clothing situation. Going through my actual clothing pieces and what I like and what I don't like is a whole other video, but I have like coats and hoodies and stuff over here. In the middle is, yeah, just some pants and stuff that I've worn but I can wear again before washing, and then tops and shirts and stuff like that. I have a ladder back there for getting up to the storage, and I think my vacuum cleaner is somewhere back here too. There it is, a Swiffer, which I don't use. Some extra storage in the form of this cabinet, shelving, and drill, and easily accessible stuff that I use from time to time. I don't love having stuff on the floor, but there's not much other space for it right now. Underwear and hats and belts are kind of on the floor there, and I store a scooter in there, as you can see, as well as my extra shoes. The scooter used to go over there. Yeah, I definitely could have made this video shorter and more efficient. I think that covers everything. But yeah, that's it. That's like a whole rundown of my apartment and my projects for it, essentially. The projects require money. That's kind of the main constraint, is just making more money. None of them are huge priorities for me, except the desk. I think about that constantly. I mean, I interface with this equipment all the time, so clearly it's important to me. But yeah, everything else kind of can take whatever time it needs. Eventually, and hopefully, if I end up making more money, then these won't be issues for me. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed my little walkthrough, like a 40-minute walkthrough. Let me know if you have any thoughts. I want to get into like interior design and stuff like that. And yeah, just happy to learn more and do more. So leave a like, subscribe, and comment about your thoughts. Yeah, that's about it. Peace.